All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our call with Brenton Strange. As always, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you. We'll start with Tyler Donahue.
Good morning, Brenton. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. I'm curious, getting back to practice yesterday, a few days from an emotional loss. What's the team's mindset? You guys got a full month here of work. How did it feel getting back to work on Tuesday?
It felt good. We got a couple more, I think 4 more opportunities ahead of us. So that's all we're focused on right now as a team. Just trying to get better every week and trying to consistently improve. So that's our mindset going into practice, and that's what we did yesterday.
Daniel Gallen.
Hey, Brenton. Over the past couple of weeks, we've seen a lot more of Theo involved in the offense, making some big plays. What has it meant to have him back healthy and being able to make those types of plays?
It means a lot. It's super big for our offense too, because Theo's a playmaker. That's what he's really good at. On top of everything else in his game, I think that's one of the aspects that he's really good at, and just making plays in the pass game. So it's a relief for our offense to have a guy like that, another guy like that, and I'm very happy and I'm really proud of him.
Tony Collins.
Hey, Brenton, how would you evaluate the job you guys did blocking the run on Saturday? And how do you think you guys have improved as a group in that area over the last, say, month?
I think that's always been one of the strengths of our group. If you look through tight ends throughout the country, a lot of the tight ends, they're not willing to do the things that we do. So the coaches are asking a lot of us, run game, pass game, whatever it is, and we're just happy to take on that challenge every single week. And I think we did a great job last week to answer your question.
Back to Tyler.
Brenton, James Franklin told us yesterday that they're evaluating Drew and Sean at quarterback and trying to come up with a plan moving forward. What's your confidence level offensively in both of those guys, I guess, no matter who's in there, that they both are capable of playing at a starter quality rep at a high level?
Yeah, so whoever coach decides to throw in there, whoever the staff decides to roll with, I ain't really heard of any of these conversations, but I'm very confident in both of those guys. Having Drew in the spring was really good to get him up to pace, and I think he's picked up on some of the stuff that Sean does, preparing wise. So whoever coach decides to throw in, I think they'll be ready, and I think they'll do a great job.
Daniel Gallen.
Brenton, on the offensive line, you've gotten to block next to Olu and play next to Olu this season. He's someone who is, his draft stock seems to be rising a lot. What is it about him as a tackle that makes him effective, and what is it like, lining up next to him, blocking next to him?
Olu's a really good player. I think what makes him so good is that he can do everything. He's very good at everything, whether that's pass block, run block, and he has athleticism and size too. So he's a great player, and just seeing his development since he's got on campus it's been really cool to watch, because I've seen him grow a lot. Yeah, it's been really cool to watch, and that's another guy that I'm proud of for sure.
Tony Collins.
Brenton, I think it's fair to say that when tight ends these days, when they're being recruited, are normally receivers who have to learn how to block when they get to the college level. Do you feel you and Theo and you guys were a little more prepared for that when you arrived on campus, or is it something that you had to really kind of take to once you got there?
It was definitely something that we had to take to when we got there. Both of us, I think he also played receiver in high school, so it was definitely an adjustment. I've been playing tight end for 4 years now, and as soon as I stepped on campus, Coach Bone, who was the tight ends coach at the time, put a big emphasis on blocking and just the footwork and the technique and everything that you have to do. And I think Ty's done a great job of continuing that and helping us find ways to get better in our technique and different ways.
Andrew Clay.
Hey, Brenton, do you feel any different about Saturday's loss after rewatching the tape?
Nah, really, I don't really feel any difference. I mean, I was hurt about it at the time. Can't say that I'm not still a little beat up about it, but it is what it is. We got to move on, and we're preparing for Indiana this week. So.
Tifrin.
Hey, Brenton, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm curious. The evolution of the offense has been entertaining to watch from this side, especially your position lining up in different places, some of the positional diversity and some of the formations. What's that been like for you? And has that been kind of a rewarding process, or is it kind of a mental tax each week of, okay, where am I lining up this week?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a rewarding process. I mean, the coaches, like I said, the coaches ask us to do a lot. So I think everybody in our room is happy to take on that challenge and is ready to take on that challenge every single week. So tight ends are asked to do a lot, and we're happy to do that because we know that we can do whatever is asked of us. And I think we've been doing a great job and just moving around in the offense, presenting the defense different looks. It can create confusion sometimes. So whatever we can do to help our team be successful, we're on board with that.
Tyler Donahue.
Yeah, Brenton, Jerry Cross has showed back up in uniform for games. He's the guy that we didn't see in uniform, I think most of September, if not all of September. What's he doing right now as a true freshman that gives an indication that he's heading in the right direction? We haven't really had a chance to see much of him or talk to him to this point.
Yeah, so seeing him in practice yesterday, it was really good to see him in practice. He looks so much different from when he first got here. And I was telling him that yesterday when I was looking at him. I'm like, you don't really look like a baby no more. So he's lost some of the weight, and I think he's turned it to muscle. So he looks really good, and I'm excited to see what he can do on the field.
Daniel Gallen.
When you have a player like who is a freshman who, is in, from our perspective, we obviously, aren't at every practice, but who doesn't seem to be getting those reps, who, might be on the sideline. How do you kind of, keep them going along? And how did you see Jerry kind of, handle that, early in his career?
Yeah, Jerry, honestly, he's one of the kids that I've seen handle it better than anybody, because it can get rough your freshman year, especially not getting to play, being a star player and then coming to school and then just not playing for a whole year. I know I kind of took it a little rough. So Jerry's been taking it very well. And I think that he's a very hardworking kid. And I think that's probably his best aspect, is that he's always willing to work, always willing to learn. So I think he has a bright future for sure.
Ronnie Collins.
Brent, you mentioned Ty earlier. How has he helped you specifically, with the blocking aspects of it, the technique, given his background as an offensive lineman?
Yeah, just continuing my knowledge and continuing my IQ of the game, giving me different techniques that I can work. So telling me like my steps in the run game, it's all very valuable. And him being a little younger, we can like relate to him. He's not far out from when he played here, probably about 10 years. So like all the knowledge he's given us this year, I think it's helped us excel as a group for sure.
Andrew Clitt.
I want to talk a little bit about what T. Frank had asked about the evolution of the offense. Something we see a lot over the last couple of weeks has been a different aggression. Is some of this stuff plays that are being added to the offense week to week, or is there still a lot of untapped playbook that we haven't seen yet?
It's probably a mixture. I mean, I really can't answer your question. I've been practicing these plays since the spring, so you guys probably see stuff a little bit different than I do. But I definitely say it's a mixture. Sometimes you got game plans where you throw in a couple of new wrinkles, and we've done that. But also, we're running the same plays that we've been practicing since the spring, so it's a little hard to answer that.
T. Frank.
Hey, Brenton, this summer we talked at Live for Life, and you said, and I think I got this correct, honestly, I think everyone is softer than I am when you're talking about toughness and playing on the football field. Do you feel like that has that mentality has spread to your teammates? Because last week it seemed like the plan was come out and be more physical and aggressive than Ohio State, and it seemed like it caught them off guard. Do you think that kind of mentality has spread throughout not just the tight ends, but the skill position players?
Yeah, I would say so. And it's not only just me, it's guys on the offensive line, Juice, Olu, Cliff being tough. So it's not just me being tough, but I think that mentality is something that we should carry every single week, because toughness is definitely a part of football, and it helps you win games.
Time for a few more. Tyler Donahue.
How would you describe the way Katron Allen is currently carrying the football and going about his business? It seems like he maybe has some of that tone setter to him at the running back position.
For sure. Tone setter is a good word for it. I think Katron's another great young back, and he plays like a vet, to be honest with you. He's very patient. I love that about his game, and he definitely has a really bright future at Penn State.
Daniel Gallen.
Brenton, when you talk about that, the toughness and that mentality, where does that come from for you? You know, when did you develop that? You know, why are you like that as a player?
Definitely say it's just how I was raised. Just growing up, doing things, playing against older kids growing up, how my mother raised me. So just how I came up. That's how I developed it.
Last two. Donnie Collins.
You were asked about Katron earlier. Did you on film see a little bit of that from Nick Singleton this week as well? I thought this past game he ran between the tackles probably as well as he had all season.
Yeah, them boys, they different. Like I said, Katron has a bright future, but so does Nick. You guys see what they do week in, week out, and I think they've had a great season so far. They're consistently learning, consistently getting better in their games, pass blocking, whenever they have to block for the quarterback on quarterback pools. So I think they're just going to keep getting better and better.
Kyle Andrews.
Brenton, so just talking about the offensive line, playing alongside those guys, especially the tackles. I mean, what do you see differently from them this year, just in terms of, you know, them imposing their will on people and then being able to also open up, you know, some time for Cliff to get you guys the ball?
Yeah, so I think they're both very talented. Everybody on our offensive line is very talented, and I think that they've done a great job so far this year. I'll definitely say it's a tribute to their offseason preparation, things they did in the summer after workouts, things they did in the spring after workouts. So they did a great job of preparing this year, and I think it's paying off for them for sure.